is the Bill Squire Show.
Sorry, I owe you with my friendship. Sorry, I owe you with my friendship. Sorry, I owe you with my friendship.
Started a group text, my mistake. Accidentally drove 20 of my friends insane. Well, 19, cause one was a wrong number. Just when you think I'm dumb, I do something even dumber. I just wanna introduce the homies to more homies, cause this year fucking sucks and I'm super duper lonely. So make sure to double check when you start a group text that you got the numbers right. I swear I'm doing my best, but I'm that annoying dude who added you to a 20-person group, and I'm sorry. I'm that annoying dude who added you to a 20-person group, and I'm sorry.
Sorry, I owe you with my friendship. Sorry, I owe you with my friendship.
And yes, I'm wearing the same shirt that I wore yesterday.
I don't judge you, Miles. All right, that was Miles. He is a friend, and he had to restart all his social media. So I wanted to get some of the stuff that he's doing out there. Fake Real Miles on Twitter and Instagram. Super funny dude. A lot of people know him as Taint Smasher. He used to do a lot of stuff for our show, for the Alan Cox Show, for Rover. Still does some stuff for us once in a while, but he's on to bigger and better things out in L.A., and he's killing it out there.
Is he?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I never met Miles. He left before I got here.
He's like the most talented person I think I've ever worked with.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
like,
I've heard all of
dudes.
his songs and stuff, and it's amazing.
So he's got all these songs. He's also just a funny dude. He's also like a really good dude, and so like, and then he's also like, he lifts and he's healthy. Like he's got it pretty much together.
Got it figured out.
Yeah. He's and then like to have all that musical talent and then also be really funny on top of it. He's a good dude. And so, but here's where he's stupid. He got locked out of all his social media, had to start over.
Why?
What an idiot. I don't know. He probably fell for one of them scams that they do.
Probably.
Yeah.
He's sending a princess money or whatever?
Yeah, that's probably what he did.
Nigerian princess.
Yeah,
or
Nigerian
whatever?
princess. They come in strong in the DMs, and he's like, you know what? This one seems legit.
I can help.
He got catfished.
He might have.
And that's not actually what happened, but that's what I'm going to put out there.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. So because I
When
want to start that rumor.
Yeah, when you start quote tweeting his stuff, make sure it says that.
Yeah.
Like, help my friend. He fell victim to catfishing.
Right.
Like,
Exactly.
You know.
That's exactly what I'm going to do from now on. I got a text right off the bat. I've wrote. So if you call this number or text this number, 216-302-8783. You can leave a voicemail or I'll get the text.
Oh, cool.
As the show goes on. This is, I believe, from Ron. I've approached regular or too much status at Hilarities. The photographer recognized me and said, no front row this time last night. Thinking of starting a support or addict group. We'll meet at Hilarities the last Sunday of every month.
Nice.
That's funny.
We had fun last night.
That was a fun show last night. We did Jokes on You. Last one of 2020. And goddamn, that show is just so fun.
It's always a good time.
It's such a good time.
It's a crowd work show for people who don't know. So it's just everything's off the top of your head, which keeps it fun for comics. It keeps it fun for the audience. And it just creates these moments that you just can't ever have again. And it's amazing.
And they might not even be as funny outside of the context of the show.
Right.
But within the context of the show.
It's so quick.
Because
it's
so
happening
quick
right then.
and it's happening right then. And it's the best live show
I love it.
that you can do because nothing is manufactured. It's all happening just for that one time and then it's gone.
Yeah.
And you have to be there to really enjoy it. It's kind of magical.
Yeah, for sure.
If I had to say one thing in this world is magic, it's that crowd work show.
It's just because it's so hard to recreate. Like I said a joke last night. I'm not going to do it here because I want to work it out.
Yeah.
But I did something off the top of my head last night that I'm like, oh man, I really hope that I can get this to work as a bit, because sometimes you'll get lucky where you can like take something you said off the cuff and recreate it and like structure it as an actual joke. But then most of the time it's like, oh, that was only funny that one time. Like that was hilarious that moment. But
one of the things that I love about it too is having the dynamic and like the diversity that the lineup has, where it's a lot of black people, a lot of white people, you got gay people, and so it's and we all interact with each other.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, what's taken it to another level, where John and I will kind of do, we'll banter with whoever's on stage when they're done with their set.
Yeah.
And then it lets everybody see, like, oh, these people are all friendly and they get along and they're goofing on each other, and it just takes the whole, like, that way when you're roasting people, they're not feeling upset about it. They're like, oh, this is like out of caring.
Sometimes I forget that.
Yeah.
Like, we know each other so well that when you say something mean, it like can catch the crowd off guard. I'm like, oh no, I've known him for 10 years. Like,
yeah, and
he's
it takes
one of my best friends. Like, it's okay for me to say this.
And it takes a minute for the crowd to catch up with that. And there's people that are regulars and they get it, but there's some people that are there for the first time and they're like, whoa, they're really blown away how dark it gets right off the bat.
Oh,
And
yeah.
like so it's very fun to watch the crowd come along for the ride.
Yeah.
And like at first they're a little hesitant, and then as the show
it's a
goes
weird
on,
concept.
they get into it and they dig it. And like even the guy last night, that he's wearing a Trump hat in the front row. And he got a lot of shots taken at him, but he was laughing and having a good time the whole time. Like he seemed like a good sport about it, which I appreciate.
He was annoyed toward the end of the show where he was just like, please stop talking to me. Where it's like, what do you want us to do?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what do you think is going to happen?
Yeah. Well, he didn't seem as annoyed as though, like, there's one lady at that table that was
It was like
way
his
more
wife
annoyed.
or whatever,
I don't know. But it was still fun, and it was like, nobody was coming at Trump in like a political way. There, like it was just and that's another thing where you have a bunch of black people on the show. They got a whole nother quiver of arrows to go after Trump.
For a Trump supporter, yeah.
Yeah. But it was a really fun show.
It was awesome.
And I appreciate everybody that has come out to that. I had a weekend.
What's going on?
I had a lot going on. Nothing bad, just crazy. Like crazy, lots of doing stuff. I'm a little sore today.
Sore?
Yeah.
From exercising, or did you sleep weird, or did you fall down? Or?
It was exercise, but
What'd you do?
I got a pool table.
Hell yeah, dude. You sent me that picture and video,
Yeah.
and you put that really cool of you breaking and just like this close-up shot. That was really cool.
Yeah, so expect that to be commonly on my Instagram now. But I got this pool table. I bought it from Ramon's dad, Ramon Rivas, local comedian, and his dad had this pool table just sitting in his front like entryway for 7 or 8 years.
Dang.
And he got it from an old a bar, so it's like an old bar pool table, but it's generally in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
He's like, it's $100 if you come and get it.
What's going on?
Yeah, the feed dropped for a second, but it's a pretty it's slate too.
Yeah.
Which is nice because that's like the best kind of pool table you can have is the slate top, because the balls roll very nicely on it. So we get it all taken apart and unloaded taken apart and loaded onto the truck, and then we take it to my place. And we get the first parts in, we get the slate in, get it in the elevator, and we're like, oh man, this is going to be a breeze. No problem. And then there's the actual like structure that the slate goes on. And it was too big to fit in the elevator.
And you did not take it up 10 flights of stairs.
I didn't. Took it up 9 flights of stairs.
Oh my God.
So me, Cody, this other dude, Justin, that was working in my house, they were putting floors in my bedroom. He was there, and I'm like, hey, can you take a little break from that, and I'll pay you to help us move this up the stairs.
How heavy was it?
It was so heavy.
Really?
Because it's got all those insides that you have in an old pool table, like in the bar ones, where it's got the ball return, so the roll.
So it doesn't just have
so it's not just pockets.
Oh, no.
So I'm guessing like this whole thing was maybe 100 to 125 pounds, because it's like solid wood too.
Yeah.
Like it is a solid structure, and it was heavy. And so like I'm saying 125, maybe 150 pounds.
Ugh.
And the weight wasn't the problem as much, because there's 4 of us.
It's
but the size of it.
The size and the shape and trying to get it around the corner. Dude, when my dining room table got delivered, it was prime COVID. It was like April. So like lockdown. People were afraid to touch packages, you know? And it's just me. I live alone. And the guy came and dropped it off, and I made sure to like go down. I was like, hey man, could you help me carry this? It's 3 flights of stairs. And it was, I think the base part of it that was broken down was only like 40 pounds, so that wasn't a problem. But the top of it, again, solid wood, just like you said, was like 85 pounds.
Yeah.
And I only weigh 120. You know what I mean? I was like, can you please help me carry this? And he was like, I'm literally not allowed. Like, but I don't know if he worked for FedEx or UPS or something like that. He's like, I'm not allowed to enter people's homes right now. Like, regardless of what it is, that's against our protocol. So I had to like end over end this 85-pound thing, like up 3 flights of stairs and then into my dining room. It was miserable.
Yes.
So I couldn't imagine doing that with 9.
So 9 flights of stairs, and we had to like maneuver it around. It was almost as tall as the lights, so we had to be careful not to hit the lights. And Cody Cooper, like he was like up to the challenge. He's like, yeah, let's do it. I was like, all right, let's do it.
He's excited to be out of the house.
Yeah, he's
and
excited.
Do anything
He's like, I'm feeling strong again. Like, it makes me want to get back in the gym. And so, and he took like the point position where he was the first one up. So I feel like I owe him a lot. So Cody, I'll suck that chode of yours just because that little tuna can dick of yours will get a nice sucking from me.
Suck the juice out. Drain it. Drain it. I'll drain your tuna can, add in some mayo, mix it up, have a little tuna salad for lunch, huh?
Yeah, I don't know if Cody, he just seems like the type that would have a chode.
Does he?
I don't know. Whoop, sorry. So
What is that?
that was us because I'm trying to keep the YouTube stream up too.
Yeah. But you're loving the pool table, though.
I love the pool table.
That's awesome.
And
dude.
I'm going to get it like refelted eventually, but right now I'm just playing it and loving it. And my dog chases the balls around like she wants to like get up there and get them, but
Make sure
she's
she
not
does
tall
it.
enough.
I was going to say she won't be able to, right?
No, she can't.
She'll destroy that.
But it's funny. It's funny to watch her just kind of, because she just kind of hops around.
Yeah.
So she can just barely see over, and she sees that there's balls up there, and she's like, I love balls, and you're not letting me play with balls, and it's making me crazy right now.
312.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome, man. I always want to. That's like one of my I've made it goals as
Is
a
the pool
as a
table,
poor
yeah.
person is
Yeah.
I want a like finished nice ass basement with like a wet bar. I don't drink anymore, so I don't know how important that'd be, but like to entertain people, to have like a fully functional bar.
Yeah.
And like a nice big ass like sectional with a like big comfy, like I don't even care if I don't really like leather couches, but like big comfy huge couch with a giant TV on one half, and then like a pool table and like a game area, dartboard, all that stuff. I feel like that's a very Midwest finished basement, but that's what I want.
But it's nice, and it's so like, I mean, just having that and just looking at it, like I even like the way it looks in my room, and like everything's kind of all over the place because we're doing I'm getting the floors done in my bedroom, so. Once everything's like settled in again, it's gonna be nice.
Yeah,
I'm very excited about it. But then I went and got some new cues yesterday.
For sure, dude.
And was looking at all the other stuff, and I'm gonna get some lighting for it. I'm gonna make it real nice. It's gonna be like the centerpiece of my home.
That's awesome.
And
that's
I'm all
really
about
great.
it. And I got it far enough from all the walls that you can shoot everywhere.
Yeah.
Which is making me like, I might have to get rid of my couch and get like a smaller one just so it fits a little better.
Mm-hmm. Well,
But-
it's a sectional, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you could get rid of half of it.
Well, then it would just be like, it wouldn't look right.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a sectional, but it's
'cause
like you need the
a
other
lot of
section.
them you can piece them around. Like take
This
out one
one's-
of the middle parts. Is it only 2 parts?
It's only 2 parts.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I was gonna say because some of them you can like take out one part and then move it together.
Yeah,
And
this is like
play with it.
a 2-parter, and it's. I'll figure all that stuff out. I'm just happy to have the pool table.
That's
Just my
like
the Bill Stillery's happening.
there you go, man. If and when I buy a house, that's one of the like my non-negotiables. Like I need a basement with enough room to have a pool table in it.
yeah.
Like my boyfriend bought a house this year, and we were talking about it, and he just bought a ranch,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, "Do you like it? How is it?" I'm like, "This is great. If this is what you like, I would never buy that style of house because it's not what I want. I don't
Right.
like ranch style houses. I didn't even grow up in one. I just think that they're like it feels like a big apartment to me.
Yeah.
Is that weird?
No, I mean,
If you're gonna live in an apartment, live in an apartment.
I see. An apartment to me feels like you got to have other people around you. A house is a house. So
I guess
like,
the layout of it.
the layout is, I don't know, that doesn't really bother me. Every house has its own individual characteristics, so like I can't say like I like this style more than this style, because you could say this style's good, but then you go inside and there's something structurally
what I don't like
crappy about it that I don't like.
What I don't like about a ranch is that it's one floor. There's no floors. That's what I don't like.
Right.
I don't like everything being on the same floor.
But that's weird.
Why?
To bother you so much.
Because it's like if you're going to buy a whole house, I feel like you should have levels.
But what if you have square footage? Like, what if you have more square footage?
I would rather have a smaller house with 3 levels than a bigger house that was 1 floor.
But you can also have like a ranch that has a basement too.
I feel like the definition of a ranch is that it doesn't. That a ranch is just 1 floor. That's it. Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know.
I could totally be wrong.
I think the ranch style is you might be right.
I hate
if you want to look it up.
Well, I got a stupid thing going
on. What's your stupid thing?
Not stupid thing, but I've had the YouTube so I could play along with the chat.
Yes. There's somebody in the chat that said they have a pool table that was left by the previous owners of their home, and they just use it as storage, which is like, man, you should sell it. Sell it. Make some money.
Well, okay, this is saying that most don't have a second floor, but some of them come with finished basements.
Yeah, there you go. And I think, to me, it's more about the square footage and the layout. I don't really care about the levels thing, as long as I have the space that I want.
I get it.
And I also like the idea of, like, because I've seen some ranches that have, especially if you have, like, a ravine or something behind you. Mm-hmm. So, like, it becomes, like, 2 levels because, what do they call it? Split level?
Split level, where you walk in the front door and you can either go up or down. Is that what you're talking about?
I'm thinking, so my friend growing up, he had a house that was 1 floor, but then in the backyard, it was like on a hill.
Okay.
So then when you could go out sliding glass doors that were on a deck, or you could go sliding glass doors that were like on the ground.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And that was pretty cool.
So he just had a deck.
Every room had like a way outside.
Okay.
So that was really cool.
My high school sweetheart had a split level where you walk in the front door and you can either go downstairs or upstairs. And upstairs was like where all the bedrooms and bathrooms, and there was like a family room, and then downstairs was like the living room, the kitchen. They had like a game room, like a pool table and stuff, and then the downstairs went out into the backyard. So I think that's kind of similar to what you're saying.
Yeah. And I like that access too. I like that.
That I wouldn't mind, but it's the 1 floor thing that bothers me. I don't like that.
As long as there's a basement, you're more okay with it.
A basement or an upstairs. Yes, okay. Preferably a basement. But like my ideal house would have bedrooms on the 3rd floor. The 1st floor would be all your regular stuff, your kitchen, your living room, dining room, all that, and then a finished basement to hang out. That would be what I would want.
Yeah.
What are you staring at?
I'm looking at the text. Oh. Hey, Bill and Mary, thanks for doing these live shows. Farts are funny. I agree. Farts are funny.
There you go.
Let's see what else. Bye Papa Shot.
No.
Why did I get a pool table? No, I'm turning my house into I'm big. I'm Tom Hanks and big. Like it's a child's house.
Do whatever you want, man.
But that's what I'm doing. But I don't have to get rid of the Papa Shot. There's still room for the Papa Shot.
Yeah, it's not as big as people think that it is.
Yeah.
It's not like the big metal cages you see at Chuck E. Cheese. Like, it's not that.
Grew up in a ranch, had a basement. So there you go.
Yeah, some people do.
All right. So what do you want to do first? Do you want to talk about the Browns first, or do you want to do something that you'll hate first?
All right, let's get the hate thing out of the way.
All right. So I think slang, I know you love when people use slang, especially older guys that say things like dope.
God, it drives me nuts. When
just
people,
like that visceral reaction you had right there.
45-year-old men's like, that's dope. I'm like, what are you trying to do? Who are you trying to be right now?
They're just using cool slang.
That's dope, y'all.
But it's cool slang that's fun to use.
Get out of my face.
You get so upset about it.
Because it's aggravating. It's fine if that's who you actually are. If you're that person and that, I don't know. I don't like it when it's forced. When people are like forcing themselves to use slang to seem cool. I don't like that at all.
This is the perfect segment for you then.
Good.
Because I got some slang that is it's on the fringe, trying to get it going.
All right.
Yes. So I'm going to tell you a slang term. I'll use it in a sentence. And then you have to figure out what it means.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right. The tation.
The tation.
I put my cement threes in the tation.
I don't know what a cement 3 is. Is that a shoe?
You figure it out.
I put my cement 3s. Are they like cinder block number 3s that you put into a tation?
Yeah.
Tation?
So what's the tation? Station?
Is it shortened for station? You took one letter out.
No, it's not that. It's not that.
I don't know. I have no idea. And I don't know what a cement 3 is.
The cement 3 is a kind of Jordan, and it's the rotation.
Don't do that. That's so annoying.
So right now, these Wolf Gray 3s are in the tation.
Don't.
I wear them
You don't
regularly.
even want to say that. Look at your face. You know it's annoying. That's why.
But you know I'm going to say it from now on.
Ugh. And everyone's gonna be like, "You're trying to stop trying to make fetch happen."
No,
That's how I feel.
But every time I say
the tation.
yes, every time I say the tation, I'm going to make sure the camera is on you.
Why? So you can watch me throw up?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my
Because I
God.
know it makes you upset. So if you guys want to make Mary upset, use slang that
Someone
will make her
guessed rotation. No way.
upset. Really?
Yes.
Nice. It's because they know
Never.
sneakers. So all right, that one's kind of the jump off. They get way better.
Better.
Yes.
All right. Here we go.
All right. That Lily.
Can you use it in a sentence?
Yes. She wouldn't be freaking out if you had put it through the Lily.
The Lily. She wouldn't be freaking out if you had put it through the Lily. It's not laundry. If you put it through, I have no idea. I can't even fathom what this might be.
Grammarly Premium.
Oh my God. That's not even a good sentence to use for that.
It absolutely is.
She wouldn't be freaking out if you put it through the Lily. I'm thinking about like a fight you have with your girlfriend.
Right, and you have a fight because people don't get the context, and words are important. And
No.
one thing that Grammarly does, if you get the premium service, is it tells you what your context is. It tells you if you're being like direct or
No one would
confident or
ever
stuff like
figure
that.
that out.
Right, but anybody with Grammarly Premium would.
Nobody has Grammarly Premium. Who has that? The Lily. Nobody. Oh my God. Is that your Christmas present to Cody? You got him the Lily?
Nah, I got it for myself.
Did you really?
Yeah,
Well, you're not writing anything.
I read all the time.
Like what?
I have to write lots of things.
Okay. Why are you
just-
being cryptic about it?
I don't know because
What are you writing?
I'm not writing like a novel or anything like that, but I have to write a lot of stuff for this job and for other things that I do, and so I wanted to like just to proofread my stuff better and like know the tone, because a lot of my stuff, the tone is not what I want it to be, and so I got it so that I could put through a clearer tone of like excitement or just confidence, stuff like that.
Okay.
So
That's weird.
is it?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I guess I've never
But that's not something you've struggled with, though.
I've never met someone or discussed with someone struggling to get a certain tone across.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like
But even in your text messages, like back and forth,
you
people
got
get in fights.
Grammarly for texting?
No, not really.
Oh.
But I'm saying like,
It's like how
in
bad are your
professional settings, though,
communication?
like
That I
emails
understand.
and things like that.
If you were like a writer by trade, like if you wrote a column or you worked for a newspaper or you had a
but even
blog
like
or something
even
like that.
simple things like the YouTube descriptions, that is important, and I'm going to try and do more descriptive. What are the descriptions?
Descriptive. I get what you're saying.
For like this show and for the Alan Cox show and stuff like that, so that they are getting they're not just as repetitive or not just like, hey, here's this one thing that I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make it more just fun and confident.
Okay.
So
Sure.
I wanted to get it for
If that
and
helps
then
you, then yeah.
And then I have other plans to do some more writing and stuff like that, and I have that one project that I'll have to do some of that
Yeah.
writing as well. So yeah, so put it through the Lily.
I hate that. I hate all this. What's next?
All right, last one. You hate
I hate
all of
it.
them?
Uh-huh. There's only been two, but I hate them both.
You hate them both. So you're not going to adopt these.
No, absolutely not.
What if you got
One, I'll never use Grammarly.
What if you got a free premium subscription to Grammarly?
I don't need that. I feel like I
Your
don't
comma
need that.
confidence is a little grating on me.
Okay. Yeah.
Little too. I'm not super confident in my commas.
Well, it's because you never went to school.
I mean, I went to
you never had to
school.
learn that shit.
I was there.
Just
that's
paused on that word because I was like,
All right, final one. Crew Jones.
okay.
All right.
That's one word or two words?
It's 2 words.
CREW?
CRU. It's a name. Crew Jones.
Oh.
But I'm using it as almost like. You'll see.
Okay.
I don't have a lot of design skills, but when it comes to making gingerbread houses, I'm Crew Jones.
Crew Jones. Is this a designer I should know? Like Frank Lloyd Wright?
Sort of.
No, I'm not
Okay,
going to use it.
Crew Jones is the title character from the movie Rad, 1986 BMX bike movie.
And he was a design master?
No, he was just really good at BMX biking.
What does it have to do with you being a design guy?
No, you're just the best at something.
I can't. I don't It's so stupid. It's the dumbest thing. No, I'm never going to say that I'm Crew Jones. Or is that what you're going to say instead of Kobe when you make a shot? Crew Jones. You like hit a basket.
Well, I mean, you use Kobe for that one, but like Crew Jones is when, in the way I specifically designed this one, this is the phrase you use when you're talking about something that's obscure that you're really good at. Like I'm really good at making gingerbread houses. I'm the Crew Jones of gingerbread houses because it's such an obscure reference that the people that get it will get it, but
sure.
You don't need to. You don't need to get too deep on it.
No, that's not a deep reference at all. Everybody will get that.
If you don't get it, it's not my problem. You're not the Crew Jones of references.
You're not the demographic you're looking for, I guess. There's going to be one person in your whole life that, I mean, I guess if you want to put these into the tation.
You're doing it. Look at you. You're doing it. Oh.
Should try it out. I mean, you're going to have 5,000 misses, and then you're going to get one person who gets it. And if it's worth it to you to have that moment with that one person who understands.
Yeah, to have another Crew Jones in my life.
Sure.
Yeah, the Crew Jones.
I want to move on. Can we talk about the Browns?
No. Oh, we can talk about the Browns because Baker Mayfield is the Crew Jones.
Ugh, of what?
Of throwing footballs.
No, he isn't.
He is lately.
He's the Baker Mayfield.
No, he's the Crew Jones. You're so mad about it.
I hate it.
All right.
I can't even have
So
fun
you're not going to
with
put
it.
any of these in the tation?
I'm not. I will not.
All right.
And when you do it, I'm going to be annoyed.
And that's only going to encourage me to do it more.
I know.
And I'm
You
going
do whatever
to
you
come up
need
with
to do,
some
Bill.
more of these for next week, too.
Good. Even better.
Yeah.
Ugh.
The tation.
The tation.
The Lely.
Not the Lely. That one, no one will ever use that one. You might, out of a troll, get some people to say the tation. Mm-hmm. But you're not getting, nobody's saying the Lely.
Here's the thing. I don't need anybody to do anything.
You do.
I just need to do what I want to do.
You're going to do it, and people will be like, this guy's weird. I'm not talking to him anymore.
Mission accomplished.
Are there that many people reaching out to you that you have to scare them off?
I mean, even if there was not that many, I'd still want to. I want someone that's a kindred spirit, and a kindred spirit would understand that it's fun to use phrases like the tation, the Lely, and Crew Jones.
No, not it. I'm not your kindred spirit.
No, I know.
Sorry.
I know.
Sorry, dude.
Yeah, well, what are you going to do? They sound so old trying to talk about today's slang. This is not today's slang. This is actually this is literally today's slang because I thought of this stuff an hour ago.
Gross.
All right. So, the Browns. Mm-hmm. That was an amazing game last night.
It was boring, but it was great.
It was kind of what I needed. It's what I needed after last week's game.
Yeah.
Last week's game was so much, and I had like a long weekend.
Yeah.
I needed a nice game where I could just kind of not pay attention, but see that we're going to be just fine.
Yeah, for sure.
And you had your Chubb jersey on.
I love that jersey.
You're welcome.
Well, thank you. And I'm enjoying nighttime football way more than I thought I would. Because you think like Sundays are, you get up, you make breakfast, you get ready for the Browns game, and then you kind of lay around all day. And I liked getting a bunch of stuff done and then kind of chilling out with the Browns at night. I really, the last 2 weeks, have really enjoyed that. Just being like, got my tree
it's
and
like
my
your
fire.
nightcap.
And I've got like my sweats on and I'm all cozied up on the couch. Like, not that you can't do that during the day, but it's just
not
different.
the same. It feels like you're cutting your day into halves.
Yeah.
Where it's like I got stuff I can do before the Browns game and after.
Right.
But that chunk in the middle like gets a huge chunk. Excuse me.
What are you?
What? I had to burp.
Okay.
Crew Jones a burping.
Don't even start. It wasn't even a good burp. If it was a good burp, you could call yourself the Crew Jones.
I was talking about the way it tasted.
Ew. It tasted the best?
Yeah.
Oh, gross. Like what?
Of every burp that I've ever tasted.
I finished the last of my taco salad that I made on Thursday today. That was one of those where I was like, I cannot eat this after today. Mm-hmm. And it was like 2 chicken breasts, but it made so much food.
Right.
And I know I'm only one person. But you said burps, and I was thinking about burping up tacos. Like that's what that was.
It's okay. You're the Crew Jones of switching gears.
And the Crew Jones of crackpots.
There you go. See, I think Crew Jones could catch on.
No,
You got to watch the movie Rad.
I'm not going to.
The soundtrack in that movie is so fucking good.
It's from
1986.
Okay, it's 3 years older than I am.
It's basically so just because something's older than you, it can't be enjoyed
No,
by
I'm
you.
saying that's why I don't know what it is.
And even if you are my age, a lot of people don't know this movie. It was the Karate Kid formula. They took that exactly, and then they said, but with BMX bikes.
Who was his sensei?
There was a little bit of differences because I guess he didn't really have a sensei. Lori Loughlin was the love interest, and she was like kind of taming him because he was like too wild to be part of the
he's a bad boy.
Yeah, he was a bad boy paper. He had a paper route, and he'd do all these like BMX tricks while he'd do his paper route.
Ooh, okay.
And what else was it?
There was a movie like this.
Bart Taylor was the bad guy, blonde guy that looks just like the bad guy from Karate Kid.
What was that other stupid bike movie with Andy? Was it Andy Samberg?
Oh yeah,
Dynamite? No,
Hot Rod.
Hot Rod.
But that one's like silly and supposed to be stupid.
This one was supposed to be serious.
This is like a cool movie. Like
you could do it too.
Yeah, and it's got all these like pump up like 80s songs. Mm-hmm. Like they're so good. I was playing the one on my story
when oh my God, that was a year ago in January of 2020. Mm-hmm. I took that impromptu trip to Florida. I had we were off on a Friday or something, and it was snowing. I'm like, screw this. I mean, I went to Florida.
The Crew Jones of taking impromptu. I always say that word wrong.
Impromptu?
Yeah, I say
impromptu.
Impromptu. Yeah, sudden trips.
Sure. Yes. Spontaneous. Is that better?
Spontaneous. That's better. Yeah.
But I went down to Florida.
Ooh, you're like my personal Lily.
Oh God! It brings all of the flow of the show to a screeching halt, and I think that's what it is. It's just like any momentum that we had going is immediately stopped because my body doesn't accept the noises that are coming into my ears.
That's just
my
because
brain won't let it happen.
That's just because they're not fully in the tation yet.
Stop! Also, do you have your shoes on a rotation? Like you wear them once a week or something like that?
I have ones that I wear regularly. So like these gray ones, I wear once or twice a week, and then I have special occasion ones. Do you keep that in
your mind?
Yeah, kind of.
When you're getting ready for the day,
it doesn't. There's no rules to it for me. There's
some
people
for some people. Weird. Yeah,
but for me, it's just like, what do I want to wear? What have I not worn recently? I don't like to wear the same pair back to back unless it's like bad weather out, and then I'm gonna wear something that's like more like a boot.
Yeah.
But mostly I just kind of go by the seat of my pants. But I have some that are like in storage. I have some that I haven't even worn yet, and I have some that are just like ready to go for when I want to wear them.
Do you plan your outfit around your shoes? Like, do you pick the shoes you want to wear that day first, or do you pick the clothes you want to wear and then pick your shoe after?
Sometimes. So like if it's a shoe that I'm wearing for the first time, then I'll plan it around my outfit around the shoe. But then sometimes I'll just get dressed and be like, okay, what I got on? Oh, I'll go with this one.
I almost always plan my outfit around my shoes.
Yeah.
Almost every time, where I'm like, what shoes do I want to wear today? And then that's how I'll dress accordingly.
Well,
What? Why are you being weird? What just happened?
Because I'm just got a lot of things going on. I need a producer. I got
I see
calls
you.
coming in.
You're just being a mess. You're looking all over the place. And
all right. So anyway, yeah, Rad's a great movie. You should watch it.
Nope.
Browns are looking good. Hopefully, they're going to go to the playoffs this year.
Yeah, for sure.
Like a pretty
I'm very excited about that
thing, and I'm very excited about it too.
It's going to be great.
And just when they like rattle off those stats, like, oh, this is the only third time they've won 10 games since 1999. You're like, oh my God, how have we stuck with this team for so long?
Dude, it's unbelievable.
It really is.
You know what though? God, there's things that I want to say, but that I did a lot of writing last night because anytime it's been 2 weeks since I've been on stage.
Yeah.
So anytime I get off stage, it's inspiration constantly. So I just want to sit down and I wrote a bunch last night and I almost went into a bit that I want to try, but I don't want to ruin it. So I don't know. You know what I mean? Do you ever feel like that?
I have that all the time.
I'm like, I want to save that for the stage.
Yeah,
this concept, I want to work this concept.
Better
yes.
on the stage.
Well, it's a conversational concept, but I'm like, I don't want to get into it now. I want to get into it.
Yes.
On stage, which is why it's been so frustrating not being able to be on stage every night because it's like when you just have a new idea and you kind of want to go talk it out. You know what I mean?
I'm trying to think of all this new slang that I can come up for these terms that you're throwing out right now.
Like what?
Like the idea of wanting to be able to save something for stand-up. I'll make a
You want a slang term? They're so specific, Bill. You need to relate to a bigger audience.
That's not my thing.
Problem.
I am the Crew Jones of relating to a very small audience.
Oh my God.
All right, let's get you a pair of LeBron 15 Griffies. Oh, I want those, but I'm not super into collecting the LeBrons. But those are good shoes. If Alan was there, would Mary have her foot on the table?
I would not. Because Alan specifically told me he didn't like it. When I first started on the show, I would do this, and we had to have a conversation about it, and so I stopped doing it. But I have hip and lower back issues from cheering for so long, so that's why I'm always so fidgety during the show.
Yeah.
When people ask me what my problem is, it's because I have hip and lower back issues. So being able to move or put a foot up or a leg up makes my hips, it takes pressure off my hips.
Got it.
So sitting like with a leg up like this is way more comfortable to me than sitting straight up like this. Like this, my hip flexors get real tight, and then it like makes walking difficult. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like when your hip flexors are tight and you can't move, I feel like a robot.
Oh, I know. That's how I feel
have
every morning.
Yeah.
But I also don't have the flexibility to sit. But like at home, I sit certain ways.
Yeah.
But not in here because I'm also a lot bigger, and I have to be able to make all this other stuff work.
But no, I would not put my foot up if Alan were here. When the curmudge is away, the shoes will play. So I'm just kidding. On your curmudge.
What if he just turned it on just then?
Yeah.
Just as you called him a curmudge.
That's okay.
Which
How
you've
dare
never
he?
done before.
How dare he want me to be professional during a broadcast? Yeah. No, that's a problem I've always had. Always.
All right. You want to hear some voicemails?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what this one means because like it sends text of what they said, but I can't really understand this one. So we'll see what the text says. A billionaire. This is Pasta Randy Moss. Shut up. So let's see what it actually says.
Okay.
Forget that it opens another thing. All right. No, don't want that. All right, here we go.
Hey, Bill and Mary, this is Imposter Randy. Shut up.
That was so much better than what I thought it was going to be. Thank you for that call, Pasta Randy.
I think he said imposter Randy.
Imposter Randy.
I think he's trying to be Brian. Who calls in all the time and plays the guitar.
Yes.
He's like a mix of that.
Not staying live. We've been getting a lot of engagement. It's been awesome. I'm like overwhelmed by how well this has been doing.
It's been awesome. It's been really fun.
And if I could just ask people one favor, it's to subscribe to the channel too.
Sure.
So that would be very helpful. But overall, it's been fantastic. All right, here's a call from Nick.
Hey, how yin's doing in that? Hey, I just wanted to clarify who I am for Mary. I am Nick from Pittsburgh, currently residing in Cuyahoga Falls. And I just wanted to wish her congratulations for being the J. Crew of Cleveland comedy. And I can't wait until she's back on the rotate at the Funny Stop in the Falls. Bye.
He tried so hard. It's not J. Crew, it's Crew Jones. And it's not the rotate, it's the tation.
Also, I'm not the J. Crew. That's like uppity, I feel like. Isn't J. Crew like preppy?
Yeah.
Like boat people? I
Right.
feel like you would wear J. Crew on a boat.
Well, I think being from Pittsburgh, anybody that, isn't attracted to their sister seems fancy to them. And so,
Shots fired.
yeah,
Shots
he knows. So you are, therefore, J. Crew status to him.
Okay. I don't know. I think I went to a J. Crew one time. Mm-hmm. When I was bigger, I didn't like shopping. I think that's a pretty common thread among people who are unhappy with their body.
Yeah.
You don't like going shopping. Mm-hmm. I don't like the way I look, so I don't want to put clothes on. You know what I
Right.
mean? Because you have to look at yourself naked in the mirror,
Mm-hmm.
And so I wouldn't go shopping a lot. And
Then also like the thing's fitting and you go like, oh, I got this size, and you get like bigger, and then you put it on and it still doesn't fit. You're like, what the hell?
Right,
This
yeah.
This is extra large and it's supposed to fit. And
No,
for
it
whatever
doesn't.
reason, you're extra large is smaller than other people's extra larges.
And then you like write off entire stores because you're like, screw that store. They don't know how to size things.
H&M can fuck off.
I haven't shopped at H&M since I was legitimately in high school because I'm like, these aren't real sizes.
Right.
Like, I refuse to believe this. Like, I'm not wearing these
That was
clothes.
like when I was at my skinniest, I could fit into some stuff there, but it was like their biggest stuff still.
No, H&M, I don't even know who that's made for. But I didn't like to go shopping, and I was going on vacation, and I had no summer clothes. Like, I had no tank tops or shorts or anything like that. And I went to like a J. Crew outlet, and it was just, I was just like, who wears this? It's like, maybe it wasn't even J. Crew. Maybe it was Banana Republic. Are those the same? Are they owned by the same people?
Banana Republic is owned by Old Navy. They're all under the same banner.
J. Crew and Banana Republic look the same, though, right?
I think they look the same, but I think they're like competitors.
Okay.
But I think they're on like the same like price point.
Yeah. So either way, it was one of those stores,
Yeah.
and it was like the first time I had ever been in a place like that, and it was just like the most boring, bland, like nothing had any kind of style or flair or anything to it.
No, that's like business casual clothing.
Yeah,
so
but
you
like,
can look like a certain type of person.
It's like
it's like we were talking about last week, like where people dress how their personality is.
Mm-hmm.
There's people that their personality is Banana Republic. Like, I'm put together, I know what I'm doing, but I don't need a lot of flash. I just need to look
boring.
nice.
Well, it's like it does seem like that's their slogan, though.
Yeah.
That it's like you can go from the office to happy hour. You know what I mean? Without changing or whatever.
Yeah.
Like that's like
all you gotta do
a fun,
is
flirty tank top under your blazer
Yeah.
will change your look or whatever.
Like, unbutton one button, roll up your sleeves, and then go have a night with the boys.
right. Yeah. For sure. Yeah, I hated it though. But I was like, who wears clothes like this?
Well,
And none of them fit anyway. So.
lots of people do. So
I know that, but I was also like 23 maybe at the time, so
Oh,
it
yeah,
wasn't
well,
a store I needed
not
to
for
be in.
you,
No,
yeah.
no, not even close.
one
23 or
day
24, yeah.
you'll hit that Banana Republic
Dude, I
age,
was thinking
and you'll
about
be like,
that.
you know what? I just need my clothes to last for a long time.
I was thinking about that on my way in today, where I was like, I want to wear, because I was thinking I put these shoes on, and you were talking about like what's your look say, da da da.
Yeah.
And not that like a camo hoodie and some black pants or whatever, but I was thinking about like getting older, being like a woman in her 50s, and like what is appropriate to wear. Like, what do I still want to shop at the Buckle? Do I want those like blouse barn from Schitt's Creek? Like, is that the kind of clothes I want to wear, or is that when you just become Chicos? And like that's just what you wear now.
Just age into it.
You age into Ann Taylor,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, this is a nice blouse. Like, I don't ever want to wear a blouse, I feel like. You know what I mean?
I don't even exactly know what a blouse is. Like, I know what it is, but I would like you could.
A blouse
like,
is like
I
a-
didn't know like a blouse was something that you wouldn't wear.
It's like a pretty top with
Yeah.
buttons, like a nice. A blouse is like a top you would wear to church.
Okay.
That's a blouse.
Does it have?
It has buttons normally, and
buttons-
it's like silky or shimmery. or-
okay, yeah, I can see it now.
That's what I think of when I think of a blouse.
Yeah.
Like old lady moms at church wear blouses.
Gotcha.
And it doesn't have to have buttons or be long sleeve, but like a nice mom shirt.
A nice
It's a
mom shirt,
blouse.
yes.
It's an
A
older
nice mom shirt that has no sexuality to it
at
whatsoever.
all. No, it's a high neck.
Yes,
and for whatever
it's
reason,
a blouse.
yeah, for whatever reason, like the sleeves come down too far.
Yeah.
Like it's like a weird length, you know what I mean, to cover up your bingo flap. But that's it.
All right, we're gonna take a quick break. I like to put these segments in with my girlfriend that we pre-recorded last week, just so you guys can, for the new listeners that haven't fully like dug into the Bill Squire show, this is a pretty regular theme where her and I are just drinking and talking shit. So here's this segment right now, and we'll be back in about 5 minutes. Well, now we're talking about chopsticks.
Ooh, shit.
I'm pretty good with chopsticks.
First time you used chopsticks. Go.
First time I used chopsticks, I was a boy, and there was a
Now
man.
you're a man.
And now I'm a man. But there was a man that we were on our way to a Browns preseason game,
Oh,
and
no.
there was.
I don't like this. You sound young.
I was very young. I was like 5 or 6 years old, and we were on our way there, and everybody had been pre-gaming except for me and my father.
Oh, you mean 5-year-old you wasn't doing shots of fucking Tito's?
Correct. And my dad doesn't drink. So we're on the way to a Browns game. And we're on the Rapid, getting downtown. And this is back like Municipal Stadium. And we're on the train. And
This makes no difference.
and we're there, and a man has.
Tell me not to unbutton it. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to interrupt your story, but I am in a place.
Don't unbutton it. We're on our way there, and this guy falls down the aisle, and he's clutching his chest, and nobody knows what to do.
You ripped his heart out with fucking chopsticks?
Let me tell the story.
I'm not good at that.
Do you want to hear the story? You asked me the first time I used chopsticks.
That was my bad. That's my bad.
So.
My story was short and cute.
All right. Well, I'll get to your story in a minute, but let me tell my story. So this guy falls down. He's clutching his chest. He is shaking. His mouth is like foaming. It's fucking weird.
Dude's going down.
Yeah, I'm freaking out. I'm 5 years old. I've never been downtown really.
It's like this is
and
what a
I'm
squirrel
going to a
with
game with my
rabies looks like.
and I am not handling the situation. I'm kind of like sweating and like crying, and my dad says, "Don't worry, I know what to do."
Oh no.
And
oh no. Okay. All right.
He reaches down, scoops his fingers into the guy's mouth, and pulls out a piece of chicken that the guy was choking on. Because the guy wasn't actually, he was so big that he wasn't clutching his chest. He was trying to clutch his neck, but he was such a big guy, he couldn't get it. So my dad pulls it out, takes it, and just like throws it on the ground. The guy comes back, like pops right up, and he's like,
I can breathe again.
You
like,
can breathe,
holy
yes.
fucking Jesus miracle.
And then my dad,
This is amazing.
my dad turns to me, and he gives me a pair of chopsticks
Where did the chopsticks come
that
from?
he had in his coat pocket, and he goes, "Just so you know, I've been saving these for you. Please, please, please understand that I made this whole thing up."
You know, I stopped myself from interrupting you that last time, and I was going to say, I don't believe you.
No,
Yeah.
it actually happened.
Fuck you. I will ask your dad.
All right, first time I used chopsticks, I don't know.
No one
When I was a
cares.
little kid,
No one cares.
I tried it and I was bad at it, and then I got
Fuck
better
you.
at it.
Fuck you.
All right, when was the first time you used chopsticks?
First time I used chopsticks, I couldn't do the two situation.
Right, because everybody's got the same story with chopsticks. I can't do it at first, and then you practice and you get better, or
No.
you give up.
That's not how my story goes, because you keep interrupting me because I'm so rude. I used three.
My dad saved a man's life.
Fuck your dad. I know where he lives.
Thank you. You're welcome. You didn't do it the first time.
Yeah, I know, but it was a spiteful leaving you hanging, you fucking dirty little chopstick liar.
And for you that are new to this,
You shouldn't be.
uh,
Go watch episodes and learn.
I'm going to explain it.
Learn it yourself with a tape.
Go back into a older episode. I don't remember how long ago it was, but it was a while
Not
ago.
so long ago. but-
And the thing is, my dad eats pussy in one lick, is what we came up with.
It's not
And
a
it's just-
fact, but it's just
something that
conspiracy.
It's a conspiracy that my dad just goes, it's
He
done.
doesn't really want to, but he has to. Or
So
like,
he's mastered it to the point where he can get it done in
it's like-
one lick.
Like one negative Niagara Falls. Like, we're going up, not down, honey bear. Like, right up the chute.
God damn it, that's the best thing. All right. So
What?
yes,
That's the
chopsticks.
best thing. What that I've ever said. You're welcome.
It's the best thing that anyone's ever said.
I like that you think I'm funny sometimes.
You are very funny.
No. That's too far. Too much.
You're very funny, but
No.
sometimes you're really fucking funny. Just like I am.
All right, that's fair. Who knows?
And that's
Um,
that.
Damn it. Is that?
Yeah. And we're back. So, one of the recurring bits on the Bill Squire show that you probably aren't aware of is we were talking about something, and then my girlfriend said that the way my dad
It goes down on your mom.
Yes, is with one quick, and then that gets it all done.
One fatal swoop.
Yeah, he doesn't like doing it, but he's gotten so efficient at it that he can do it.
Does she finish?
Yeah,
from that
one, just
Ew.
and she's done.
I don't like this. You and your girlfriend are weird, man. Talk about your parents' oral.
I didn't want to, but it
It's
happened.
a reoccurring thing.
Well, it is now because it was funny.
Gross.
It's also very funny for him, like to. Yeah, there's no good reason to talk about it,
No.
but it was just something that became, like one of those.
Yeah, no, I get
reoccurring
it.
things. It's invitation.
You're gonna make me leave. I can't even start my other work till 5, and you're gonna make me walk out of this room.
What's the weirdest thing you've ever eaten? Speaking of eating. Now that's a transition.
I don't know, because I eat a lot of things that people think are weird, but I don't think are weird.
All right.
Or do you mean like
What's
the
it-
most exotic thing I've ever eaten?
Exotic,
like alligator?
weird. Yeah, but like,
I've had-
I know you put like cheese on your waffles and stuff
Yeah.
like that. I'm not talking about that. I'm like talking like a weird substance that you've
I've
eaten.
had like gator bites, like little, like almost
Okay,
like
those are
little
good. I've had
nuggets,
those,
but
yeah.
it's alligator.
I've had that.
I've had that.
I've told a story about eating dog before when I was in the Philippines.
Yes. I've never eaten anything like that I know of. I don't know why.
Are you adventurous about that stuff or nah?
Here's the thing. I've developed so many allergies later in life that I'm afraid I'm going to eat something and
You'd
be allergic to it.
Okay.
So when I've never had something before, it makes me nervous to try it.
Yeah.
And
That makes sense though.
9 times out of 10, I will.
Yeah.
But there are some times where I'm like, I don't know, man, that kind of freaks me out. I'm mostly because I developed an allergy to kiwi. I developed an allergy to shellfish. I developed a lactose intolerance. So it's like,
The Crew Jones of allergies.
yeah, I am. That's like people who always want to go to. So annoying. It does make me. I wish I didn't have them because I want to travel to other places. But like a lot of like Japan is always a place I've wanted to go. But I'm like, it's right on the ocean, so they serve a ton of shellfish. And if
Yeah.
you're not familiar with the language enough to be like, hey, this could kill me, and I can't read the menu. I'm
It's
not
a little
very
dicey.
Yes, I'm not
Yeah.
very fun to go to places like that with. Like Sam from Hilarities loves to go get dim sum, and I'm like, I'm not going because
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't even know what language the menu's in.
Mm-hmm.
I can't read it, and they come by with stuff on a cart, so I don't know what's in that dumpling, and I'm not going to risk it because it could be crab, could be shrimp, could be a mix of it, and I'm
Yeah.
not gonna mess with it. So it makes things. I think I let my anxiety get in there a little bit, so I'm not as adventurous with food as I would be without allergies.
But you're not like, because there's some people that are just so like boring with food. Like you would try it if it wasn't for the allergies. Just
Yeah.
to say like, oh, I tried it, it was gross, whatever.
I like bone marrow, but I
yeah.
feel like people, that's not that weird anymore.
That's not that weird anymore. But I had a deer heart over this weekend.
Ugh.
Yeah, right. It was good.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't know how I feel about eating the heart of another being.
you get their spirit.
Do you?
I don't know.
What, do you got hooves?
No,
Now you just stand in headlights anytime you see them. Like, you got that deer heart, now you're
I-
frozen by light.
I mean, kind of that way anyway. But I went over to my buddy's house, and because I've been taking quarantine pretty serious the past couple months, and like I haven't done a lot of stuff. Like I'll go to Hilarities, and that's about it. So I haven't seen anybody outside of this place and Hilarities, and even at Hilarities, I'm there, but like it's not. I'm not being super social there.
Right.
So I went over to his house and he made dinner and he's like, I got these deer heart. Do you want to try them? I'll grill them up and, make them a few different ways and we'll see how they are. And I was like, okay.
Oh, he had never had it either.
No.
Here's my thing with stuff like that. Don't tell me.
Right?
I don't think I'm going to go out on a limb and say I'm not allergic to deer.
Yeah.
So things like that, make it, let me eat it. And if I
Then-
like it, like tell me after the fact.
Okay.
I would rather eat things like that and not know what it is. If you're going to cook me squirrel or raccoon or rabbit or something
Mm-hmm.
crazy, cook it, let me eat it,
And then tell you,
and then tell me what it
you
is.
ate the heart of a deer.
Yeah. And then I'll probably, because if you told me this is deer heart, I wouldn't want to eat it.
It's like a really lean meat. So it was like, because it's a muscle.
Yeah.
So it's similar to eating like it was almost like filet mignon. Like
Really?
It was like really tender and really.
Oh, God. But just
Yeah.
the fact that it's something's heart kind of weirds me out, man. Like, I know
And you had to just get over that.
I know we kill animals to
Yeah.
eat them. I understand the process of it, but it's like it's heart.
But like, it's just a muscle that pumps blood.
I know, but it's also its
And-
heart.
But it's just
It's not its leg.
right. But
It's not. It seems more. What's the word I'm
Personal?
looking for here? Not really personal, but it does seem like And I know it's killing and slaughtering an animal to eat it is not humane,
Yeah.
but eating its heart seems like you're twisting the knife.
I feel like it takes
Not
it-
only am I going to eat you, I'm
but
going to eat
using
your
it
heart.
all, like using the whole animal, I think is a good thing.
I guess.
So like taking the heart and eating it, and it was so he cooked it 3 different ways. He put like cut it up into there are 2 of them. So one he just wrapped in foil and like put like onions and carrots and stuff in that, like in the ventricles, and then let that just sit on the grill and just kind of like cook all the juices together. And then he cut another piece that was like a steak and he put that on the grill, and then he cut another like real thin one and cooked that in a pan, like
sauteed it.
Yeah, like a sauteed cast iron skillet. And that's what we had first, and that was pretty good. And the only thing that it's like real buttery, like it's when Cody we went and had that steak, he said the steak is so smooth. That's like this is literally smooth steak.
I don't know. That really weirds me out. That makes me uncomfortable, eating the heart of something else. That doesn't make you, that seems like biblical. Or like a mad king. You know what I mean? Like, bring me their heart and I'll eat
I don't know. I
it.
feel like it's more, what's the word I'm looking for? It's
Efficient?
not biblical, not efficient, but just it's, I don't know, just it's less wasteful, and it feels like, almost like that's what hunters would do, and they kill the heart, they kill a deer, and they eat the raw heart.
Ew. No, they wouldn't, first of all. But it's like, it's got like a caveman type of appeal to you.
Yes. What's that? What term am I looking for here?
I don't know, because I'm losing it too.
I'm off the lily.
Ew. I hate it so much. God.
Need a synonym here. Animalistic is all.
Is it?
Yeah, like
I don't know if animalistic's the right word though. It's like, because it's not. It's like a caveman. It's like a hunter. It's like your instincts.
Yeah.
Like your caveman instincts kick in, and you're like, I'm gonna eat this heart. When I'm like, it's unnecessary. I'm gonna be fine through the winter if I don't eat something's heart.
Primitive.
Yeah, primitive is a
Kind
good
of
word.
primitive. Yeah. But I didn't mind it, and it was good. And so the first one, the pan seared one, was pretty good. The grilled one was like a steak. It was great because then it had more of the texture that you're expecting from a cut of meat like that, where it actually like had like a little bit of a char on it.
Okay, but then if you've never, I'm sure you looked it up, but like, do you have to cook deer to a certain temperature? Like if you undercook chicken, it can make you really sick.
Yeah. No, it's a red meat, so it's similar to like cooking steak or anything like that.
The heart?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
I don't know how it works.
We'll see. I ate it on Saturday and I've been fine.
You're fine, yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's okay.
Food poisoning takes 18 to 24 hours.
Yeah,
Just
so
so you know.
I'm good. And then the last one, like
I wouldn't eat. No, if you were to tell me this is deer heart, I wouldn't eat it.
The like one that he just kind of wrapped in foil, that was the one that was not good.
Yeah.
Like that was really gamey compared to the other two. The other two just tasted like steak, and it was it was good.
Yeah.
But this one was like had more of a gaminess because they didn't get the kind of the flavors from the oil or the grill.
Yeah. No thanks.
So, yeah.
I don't eat stuff like that. I think I ate tongue once.
Oh, tongue's good. Like cow tongue?
I don't need that. I'm not that person. I tried to be that person so hard in my last relationship, where like, because he was all about that stuff,
Adventurous
eating tongue
eating,
and oh, it's hard. It's so cool, and I tried, and every time I was like, I don't want this. I don't want this in my life. I'm not a big fan of liver of any kind. I tried to make myself like pate. I don't.
Primal instincts. That's good. Didn't COVID start from people eating animal hearts? I don't think it was just their hearts. But it was good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'm not that person. I'm cool with like
primal,
regular, a breast, a thigh, whatever part of the cow, the back, under the ribs. I'm fine with that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't need the weird stuff. I don't need to eat the tongue. That's why I'm okay. This sounds so privileged or whatever. I'm like, I'm okay wasting it because I don't have to eat a tongue.
That is privileged.
I know that.
Yeah.
I know that. But I'm not, I have no interest in that.
Did you ever try the pig face from Greenhouse? Oh,
I'm
that
not
was
eating
great.
something's head.
It was so good.
And it's probably not that good.
It was very good.
I like beef cheek. I've eaten beef cheek before, like the meat out of a cow's face.
Yeah.
Yes, but then it's like cooked different and prepared. I'm not
like
eating something's head.
Like if it's just like really good pulled pork.
Yeah.
So, like, if you didn't know it was coming from the face, you would have been like, oh, this is just really good.
Again, that's what I'm
meat.
saying.
Yeah.
I'm one of those people who, I'm okay being disassociated from my food. I don't need to see it. I don't need to see the process of it to eat it.
Got it. All right.
That doesn't gross you out at all?
I mean, like, there was moments where I was like before he cooked
It's
it, and I just
so
saw, like, a heart
grotesque.
there.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, that's a heart.
Yes. There was life in that.
Yeah. But there's life in, but then you look at it like it's equipment for an animal to move, just like a leg or, any part of it.
No, because it can live without a leg. It can't live without a heart. I guess I don't feel as bad about not taking vital organs.
Okay.
I'll eat your leg or your arm.
Yeah.
If I'm not
You
eating
got
your
rules
heart,
to it.
I guess, yeah.
Don't eat your heart. Eat your heart out. Let's completely go the other direction. We'll talk
Perfect.
about some Christmas stuff again.
Okay.
Because Christmas is a few days away, and just something simple like, what's your favorite Christmas movie? We already know is It's a Wonderful Life.
Mm-hmm.
But what's like? Do you have like a TV special that you remember watching every year?
I've never seen any of those.
You've never seen any of them?
No, my boyfriend and I were talking about that just on yesterday, Sunday. He wanted to watch Rudolph, and I feel like they've been on.
Yeah.
I remember seeing it on TV, but that was never.
You never like sat down and watched it?
That was never a tradition. We never sat down and watched Rudolph or Frosty or any of that.
We had them all taped, like VHS, taped
Yeah.
them off of TV. So, because it would always be on like weirdly early.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be on like the day after Thanksgiving. They play Rudolph, or like the first week of December,
Mm-hmm.
and I'd miss it. But I liked watching those. So like my mom taped them all off of TV, and then we just had them all on this one like VHS tape that got like beat to hell because we'd watch them every year.
Yeah.
And still had the commercials in it and everything.
Yeah, and there's a certain amount of nostalgia to that. I totally get it.
It's almost better with it having the commercials because it takes you right back to that time. You're like, oh, I remember when they made this commercial where Ronald is ice skating and there's this kid that's like the castaway, and then Ronald goes and gets him and brings him into the group. You're like, oh, what a sweet, weird clown this is. That's just ice skating with children.
Well, I didn't mean for it to sound rude, and maybe, I don't know, this is one of those am I the dick kind of scenarios where my boyfriend was so excited to watch Rudolph, and I'm like, these are the things that I didn't do as a kid, so they don't excite me to do as an adult. So, like, when he was super gung-ho about carving pumpkins, I carved it and it was cool, but I'd be fine never doing that again. And I think it's because it wasn't a part of my childhood.
Right.
So it was something cool to do together that's like in the spirit of Halloween and stuff like that. And but I have no attachment to those movies. I have no attachment. And he was like, and I was like, okay, like Santa Claus or Elf or like those movies that I was really into.
But Elf is like highly inspired by Rudolph.
Yeah.
So like when you watch Rudolph, you're like, okay, this is exactly what they're pulling from, to the point where they're like, hey, we got to make sure we don't get sued.
Right.
Because this is looking a lot like a Rankin Bass Christmas special. And so that's one of those things where you can't even connect it to that and have some like enjoyment from it.
No, it's not saying that I don't enjoy it at all. I think that whatever you grew up doing is I don't have the same nostalgia for it.
Well, yeah.
So it's different.
That.
And I try not to be a dick about that kind of stuff. Where I'm like, okay, we'll do it. But those are like learning how to be in a relationship again, where I'm like, this is something you want to do and this is something you enjoy, so we're going to do it.
Right. So one of the things that I like about that, and it's kind of the things that I got to, when you have kids in your life, you share it with them. Like the Ghostbusters remake. I took my kids to see that, and they laughed and had a good time. So when I walked out there, I'm like, oh, that was fun. I like that movie.
Yeah.
Because we all had a good time together, and then it got trashed by everybody. I'm like, okay, well, I had fun, so I'm happy with the experience that I had taking my kids to see that movie.
Yeah.
Like, as much as there's stuff in it that I didn't like, I wasn't in the mindset where I'm going to be hypercritical of this movie. I'm going to go in and listen to my kids laugh, and that's going to make me happy.
Right.
And so, like, you have a boyfriend that's got a small kid.
Yeah.
If you watch a movie with her, that might bring you into it more.
Yeah. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I don't have the nostalgia for those types of movies. Those are like Charlie Brown Christmas. But you are
like in your whole like attitude of like reinforcing that seems like you're almost defensive about it.
I'm not defensive about it. I just don't care.
Right. Okay.
Does that is that mean to say? Where it's I don't care about this movie as much as you do, which is the exact reason he asked me to watch It's a Wonderful Life with me, and I told him no because it is my favorite movie, and if I watch it with you and you don't enjoy it, I don't want to have that experience. I don't want that movie to be ruined for me because you think it's boring or don't like it.
Why would it be ruined for you if he doesn't like it?
Because it's so important to me. That movie is so important to me that I don't want to watch it with someone who's going to fall asleep or going to make fun of it or say it's boring or want to shut it off. I'd rather you watch it on your own, and if you like it, we can watch it together. What?
Just when people are like, "Oh, Bill and Mary, you should get together," we would murder each other. We wouldn't, because then I'd make it my point to watch the movie with you, and then like enjoy it more than you, and like get competitive about it.
Well, my point. That's just what it is that it's, and also
find some way to like.
My thing is that we don't have to have the same things. You can like Rudolph,
Yes.
and I don't have to.
Right, I understand that, but.
And that's not just in a relationship.
But
that's
I feel
people.
like,
You can Die Hard.
But I feel like you should give him the opportunity to watch the movie with you. I don't think he's going. I think he knows how much it means to you, and he's not going to be like, "Well, that was a piece of shit."
Have you watched that movie? A lot of people hate it.
What?
It's long and it's pretty boring up until the last half hour.
I made a good joke about it.
No, I understand that, but it's one of those things where I don't know. You don't have a movie like that where if you watched it, it's a movie you really care about that means a lot to you. That if you watched it with somebody who shit all over it or fell asleep, where you're like, don't ask me to watch my favorite movie for you to fall asleep.
Everybody shits all over everything that I like all the time anyway, I feel like.
I guess.
So I'm immune to it.
Maybe I'm selfish. I don't want it. There's some things I don't want to share. I want that to be a movie that me and my mom have.
Okay.
Maybe that's what it is.
But, I mean, you'll still have it with your mom, even if you watch it with him.
Right, but I'm afraid he's not going to like it. I would
Living in
take
fear.
personal offense to him not liking that movie.
Okay. That's an issue.
Probably. There's probably something deep embedded in there. That
Oh,
needs
there
to be thought
absolutely is. I don't know exactly what it is, but there's something there.
Because it means something to me. That's like is sharing anything that means something to you. Because stand-up means a lot to you. If you were to date someone who hated stand-up, you would be like, don't come to this. I don't want you in this part of my life.
Yeah, and I've done that before. Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like, I don't want to share something or like even religion's super important to some people. And it's like, I'm not going to share this with you if you're not going to appreciate it.
But there's also, I feel like, levels to a degree. Well, like, my girlfriend loves fish. And so when she goes on about fish and, like, we watch things together, like, I can enjoy it. Like, I can watch it with her and have a good time. But I don't enjoy it at the level that she does.
Right.
So, like, and that's what, but I want her to be excited. So I don't shit on it or anything like that. Like, I go, hey, this is her thing. She loves it. I'm going to let her love it.
Right.
And then, like, maybe, like, a little bit cute about it. Be like, did you hear about the new fish thing that's, like, 6 years old?
Mm-hmm. I get what you're saying.
So,
yeah, play around with it a little bit. But when it comes to stuff like that, I'm also I'd rather do it on my own type of thing. Like, if you're not going to be, like, concerts. If you don't like this music, do not come with me. I don't need you to do something nice. Like, oh, you care about it, so I care. But I don't need you to care
You're very
about
guarded in these situations, and I feel like it's due to a lot of, like, past traumas that you're like, I don't want to recreate this, but you're not giving other people a chance.
It's not
to
about
prove
recreating
themselves.
it. It's that I don't need you to like my things. We don't have to share these
but
things.
also there's a chance he might like some of these things, and you're like holding on to it.
I feel like I would
keeping it away from him.
I would have more fun alone doing those things.
Okay.
So if I were to go see Zach Brown Band, my favorite band, and he knows maybe one or two songs, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, I know that if I went to that concert by myself, I would have the time of my life. But if I go with someone who's not into that type of music, I'm going to be worried about you not having fun.
Okay.
So, like, watching that movie, knowing how much I love it, I'm going to be worried about you being bored or not being into it.
But can't you just love it and not worry about that part?
No, because I feel like that's way more selfish. It's more selfish for me to make you do something
No, you're
that
not making
not
it.
gonna like.
You're not making anybody do anything. That's what I'm like trying to explain. Like, you're not. They said, "I want to watch this movie with you," and you say, "Nah, you're not. It's my movie. You don't get to watch it with me." Instead, like, if they're volunteering to watch it with you or go to the concert with you, then you can just have your experience. And then if they want to have that experience with you, they'll either have a good time or they'll be like, it wasn't for me.
Yeah.
But you're not even allowing that to happen.
Because I don't want it to ruin my experience.
Right.
I don't want you to not like it.
But what if it enhances your experience?
I don't know how it could.
Because what if he watches this movie with you and he thinks it's great and he enjoys it too, and he wants to, and you guys have like a nice bonding moment over this movie.
It could happen.
It could happen.
I think statistically it's more likely not to happen.
So now you're going to get into
only because of how high on a
Mary?
Only because of how high on a pedestal it is for me.
Okay. But again, he doesn't have to like it as much as you. It's like me and Sam with Fish. I don't love that music, but I can enjoy it. So when she's like, hey, can we do a Fish night where we listen to Fish and dance around?
Yeah.
Yes, and I will dance with her, and I'll have a good time with her, and she'll sing the songs, and I won't, because I don't know the words.
Right.
But I'm having, I'm just there to have the experience with her. Mm-hmm. And so I think you should allow him the opportunity to have an experience with you like that, with something that's meaningful to you.
Okay, well then, yeah, I'm too guarded.
Yeah, you're a little bit guarded.
No, yeah. I know that I'm very guarded, and I know that it's like one of the. I understand that, and just learning to do it again. But it's more. I don't know. I don't feel like everything needs to be shared in a relationship.
I'm not saying it does, but I'm saying there. You also
okay. So it's something that you have that you don't want her to be a part of. This is my thing.
And see, I don't have that kind of guard up.
You don't have anything in your life that is just yours.
I mean, if I do, it's not something that I'm like if she were to want to come and be a part of it, that I would be like, oh, you can't be a part of this, or I want this just for me. Because if she wants to enjoy it, that's up to her. And I can't think of anything off the top of my head. Like, there's definitely things that I like. I mean, like football. She doesn't like football at all.
Yeah.
She doesn't like sports. But I'm not going to let her not liking football keep me from enjoying football.
It wouldn't annoy you if you're sitting there trying to watch the game and she's blabbing or being annoying or got a sound on her phone or something?
Yeah.
That would drive me nuts.
I would just be like, either go in the other room or I'll be, I don't know. Like, I can dial into what I want to pay attention to. Now, she was mad at me. She's like, hey, how come you're not paying attention to me? I'm like, because football's on and that's what I'm paying attention to right now.
Right.
So don't.
Wouldn't you just rather not have her there then?
No, because I like having her around.
I'm just like I would rather watch football alone than watch it with someone who doesn't like football.
See, I like watching it with her because what generally happens is I'll be really into the game and then she'll be giggling at how into the game I am. Mm-hmm. But she's mostly doing her own thing, either playing with the dog or playing with her phone or, doing whatever she wants to do.
Yeah.
So it doesn't bother me that she's not into the game. I don't need her to be into the game because I'm going to be into the game for both of us.
Yeah. Okay. I get it. Well, like my sister is not into football at all. She doesn't understand. She's never tried to understand it. And she'll be like, oh, well, you can come over here and watch the game. And I'm like, I don't want to do that because you're not going to be watching it. And I know that doesn't change that I'm watching it.
Yeah, but she just wants to spend time with you.
I know that. But it's like we're not even doing the same thing.
So people's reaction to things really bother you when it's not.
I don't even know if bothers the right word. It affects how I enjoy things.
Yes, okay.
I think it's self. I guess it's
less
selfish for me to do it by myself than for me to do it and say I don't care how you feel about it. That's how, in my head. By me going over there to watch football is like I like football. I don't care how you feel about it. This is what we're doing. That to me seems selfish. Whereas if I just do it by myself.
But if she's inviting you over to.
But I know she doesn't like it.
But she likes you. So what she's trying to do is say, hey, we don't have a lot of time to spend together. But football has opportunities where it's not like last night's game was kind of boring. So you guys could have visited and hung out together during those boringer times in the game.
So then it's got to be that I don't like doing things I don't like doing.
Yeah.
So if someone were to invite me, this is what we talked about with the airplane thing. I have no interest in watching airplanes land at all. Mm-hmm. And when he invited me to do that, I was like, this can be your thing. Like, this doesn't have to be our thing because I don't like it.
Right. You're.
I would rather not take away from your experience. If you like this and you enjoy this, I'm going to be a wet blanket because I don't like it. I'd rather you have good memories with it than me force myself to be into something that I'm not.
See, and again, you always have to you go to these terms of like forcing yourself, like
because I'm not into it.
But that's like me with some stuff that Sam likes. Like I don't like everything she does, but I can find something enjoyable for that experience because I want to be around her.
You're making me sound like a dick.
I'm telling you how I live my life, and you're telling me how you
live yours. It makes me feel like an asshole. Like I can't see past the thing. It's about spending time together. I get that. But if
Right.
we're spending time together doing something that only one person likes, that doesn't feel like quality time.
Right, but if you're doing it as a way to try and connect with that person and
We
see
can
why
connect
I
on
like that.
other things.
Right, but if you want to, but if it's something that they really like, and there's some like there's, you know, you seem very dismissive of a lot of these things. Where I feel like if you were to open yourself up, you might find more, you know, connections with people.
I don't know. I don't know.
Intimately.
I don't know.
Well, maybe explore that a little bit.
I don't want to. I don't want to do things I don't want to do. Which I know sounds like a bratty 7-year-old thing to say. Like,
I understand.
I totally get that.
No, because there are definitely things that I don't want to do, and like, you know, in past relationships, like my ex-wife used to like going to antique shopping, and so it wasn't my thing, but I made it my thing by finding what I enjoyed about it. So we'd go to these places, and she's like, well, what, you know, she'd get really into these certain things, and I'm like, well, there's not a lot here that I think is cool. But then, like, I found old cans, and I'm like, all right, these are cheap, and they're kind of fun, and you can, you know, collect them. And so I made that what I would look for when I go and do stuff with her.
Okay.
So, like, I would find something to make it more enjoyable for me. And I wouldn't always go with her, too. Sometimes I'd be like, yeah, I'm not really feeling it today. But it was just something that she really enjoyed, and
You know what I think it is? I
wanted to be there.
I think it's because in the last 4 years, I've done so many things by myself that I've been like self-love or finding myself. I hate those terms because
Right.
they get such a negative connotation, but they're real. Like, you know what I mean? Like actually finding the things that I like to do and that I enjoy and doing them by myself, I think is very meaningful. And so like to have those things, and I get what you're saying, sharing it with somebody else doesn't take away from me liking it.
Right.
But I don't know how else to explain it. I feel like I'm beating a dead horse when I say, but it kind of does.
Well, I think it's just the attitude that you have with it, where it's like, well, I'm never going to like this. I'm never going to like anything
Not
about
that I'm
it.
never going to like it. I tried it. I don't like it. I don't want to do this again.
Yeah, and I feel like
And maybe that's me projecting it. I know that when I don't like something, it's very hard for me to change my mindset about it, or when I am annoyed by something, or I think it's boring or whatever.
right.
It's hard for me to be like, well,
But and that's one example. And yes, everybody should be able to have their own things, and you don't have to be into everything that he's into. But also, you know, like
not even just him. Like
I'm talking about like
friendships,
Elaine.
too.
Yeah, I'm talking like Lane inviting you over to watch the football game, and her not being into the game, but just kind of wanting to be around you. Like that seems like an easy one to kind of like build a bridge there.
Yeah, I get it. I get what you're saying. I understand where you're coming from.
Because right now it seems like everything is always on Mary's terms.
What do you mean?
Like it feels, and I know that's not you, but like this conversation felt like if it's not on my terms, I don't want to do it. And I know that's not how you. But
I mean,
but sometimes, yeah.
If it's things that I really enjoy,
Yeah.
like football or
Right.
like the movie It's a Wonderful. I mean, we're talking about my favorite things.
Yeah.
Yes, I want to do my favorite things on my terms because they're my favorite things. If it's stuff that I don't really care, like I don't even know what's an example of something I could take or leave. Going to a restaurant. Like,
right.
sure, well, yeah, we can go to your restaurant. I don't care. That's fine. You know what I mean?
All right. There's only serving deer hearts.
Ew.
You said you're going to go to my restaurant. I can't
That's
get you to budge anywhere in your,
Oh my
in your
God.
life. So
I don't know. This makes me seem like such a rigid, like horribly not fun person to be around.
no, because you're very fun, but you definitely have some specific things that are Mary's way or not.
Yeah, It's
cut
a
and
Wonderful
dry.
Life and football and stand up.
Yeah. But I would say there's more than that. But those are the 3 that came out through this conversation. All right. We're
You're
done.
making me sound like a witch. Like this horrible.
I'm not making
mean
you sound.
person.
You're the one that's telling me these things about you.
You're saying there's more than that.
But when it
Listen, I'm a particular person.
Yes.
I'll say that.
Yeah.
But I think that comes along with being single for 4 years and finding my own way. And finally, here's what it is. Ready?
okay,
We're coming to some
I was
things
trying
here.
to wrap it up, but
Well,
now
I'm
she's
not done.
Now she's going. Yeah.
Now you get to be my therapist.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what gets to happen now. Because it took me so long to find the things that I do and get enjoyment out of them without anybody's help or without anybody else's approval that I don't feel like I need to share those things. It took me 4 years to get to a point where I'm comfortable with those things. I don't need somebody else coming in and ruining it.
but the power that you give other people to ruin things is what is the next thing I guess you need to work on.
This is what I don't like about therapy, is that it never ends.
Well, yeah, it's never ending. Yeah.
You're never done.
Yeah.
There's always something to figure out. This is annoying. This is not how I thought today was going to go.
I didn't think it was either. I was just going to do... I thought I was going to annoy you, but not this way.
I know. Well, you annoyed me with the thing.
I am the Crew Jones of annoying Mary.
Oh, God.
But yeah, I think the next thing you have to figure out is how to enjoy those things that you like without letting other people cut them down or make them, take away from them.
I'm a spoiled brat in a lot of terms. Like, a lot of sense of the word, because I spoil myself.
Right.
Does that make sense? Like,
oh, yeah.
I have worked hard at stand-up, and now a new thing with radio. I work really hard at that so that I can do whatever I want to do whenever I want to do it. It's the reason I don't have kids. So for me to be able to, I give myself whatever I want. Like, I'm the person that I don't say no to. If I want something, I get it. If it's shoes, if it's nails, if it's this, if it's that. I think it comes from not growing up with anything and then being alone and being like, well, screw it. I don't have anybody else to worry about. Why can't I get that new pair of pants? So it's like, I don't know, man.
So you can get all those things, but then...
Or like experiences.
Can't you share those experiences with people that you care about? It's not like you're asking strangers to share these things with you.
I know.
Because then you also share a lot of stuff. Like, I mean, you're very open with your life.
Yeah.
Like, you're very, like, in that particularness is... it's just interesting to see that you're like so open and like, hey, this is who I am and everything. But you can't sit with us when it comes. You're the mean girls when it comes to
my own heart.
Your own heart, but like
it's the things that I like and I care about. Yes, but it's more than a movie to me.
Okay.
And I know, and I'm surprised that you don't relate to that with movies because of how into cinema you are. But that movie means more to me than just a movie.
Right. And
if it were just a movie I liked.
But I don't hold
different.
things that way. Like no one's going to ruin a movie for me. If I really love it, I'm not going to let anybody else not liking it. And that's kind of how it was my whole life. I always liked things on the fringe that people thought I was weird for liking. Like, I remember in 9th grade in speech class, they had us all like do a report, like a speech in front of the whole class about a song that we liked. And everybody did like popular music. And I did a song by They Might Be Giants, which was not, and it's like a goofy song. And I did that and like played it for the whole class. And this kid was just like, you actually listen to this? And it's like, yeah, it's good. And he's like, but it's dumb.
Yeah.
And it's not cool. And I'm like, why would I care? And like, so like that has always been more my mentality. Like, why would I let that kid tell me that something that I enjoy is not cool?
I get what I get what you're saying. Like, you don't like country. I don't let it ruin the fact that I don't like country.
What did you just say
what?
there?
You don't like country. I don't let it ruin the fact that I do like country. Is what I meant to say. Yes.
So like that.
But I would never invite you to a show.
Right. And
regardless
also,
of even if you were a good sport about it and you're like, no, I just want to go. I'd be like, no, I would rather you not be there. But what if I really did go and I wanted to have fun? I'm like, I'm actually in. Like, what if it's somebody, like Chris Stapleton, who I don't hate? Would you go to a concert with me to see him? Yeah. Okay. So here's where we're getting to. It's the things that I care about a lot. Yeah. Chris Stapleton, not one of my favorite artists. Okay. I don't really care.
So Zach Brown.
Zach Brown, it would be rough.
If we went to Zach Brown,
it would be rough.
And I went and I was like, you know what? I like the live experience. Let me go see this guy live. And you have fun. You do whatever you want. I'm just going to go and I'm going to see how I feel.
You know what?
You won't even do it?
Now you're like, when you said the thing about everything having to be on my terms, I was like, okay, but you can't sit with me.
Literally. Mean girl.
I know. That's just so funny. Where it's like, I'll sit here and I'll buy your ticket in another part of the venue.
But like, what if you saw me having fun?
That
and
would
like
mean
enjoying.
A lot. That would mean a lot.
Right. And see, and that's the experience that you're cutting off for people.
Because I don't want to get hurt.
Because you're going to get hurt because someone doesn't like a movie that I know is more than a movie to you. But like, that's a wall there that is. I don't really understand.
Man. Yeah. I got a lot of walls.
Yeah.
Slowly but surely they're coming down. I do have a lot of them though. And that's one where it's like, this means a lot to me. You don't get to shit on it.
All right.
I don't know. It's very strange.
Well, everybody, And there might be something like that where I am that way, but it's probably not.
Like to the point where I don't like people coming with me to stand-up shows. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're a friend or a sibling or a coworker. Like a group of people coming, 3 or 4 friends coming together to see me is different. I don't like having a +1 at a stand-up show. I don't like that at all. Elena, my sister, is different because she's been to so many and everybody knows her that it's kind of like
it's easier to just she knows the deal.
Yeah.
That's like Sam coming with me. Like she doesn't really
been around 100 times.
She can go and do her own thing. She's not going to be like, well, you ditched me and talked to John for 15 minutes and I didn't know what to do.
And it's not even so much that, but it's like that's work. And when I'm done, I'm in a mindset about stand-up. I'm in my head about my set. I'm going over what I said. I'm thinking about how I can do it better.
About that, yeah.
So it's like whenever I have anybody with me for stand-up and I am driving home in silence, no radio, no nothing, because I'm just replaying what happened.
Right.
I feel rude, where it's like, I bet you would enjoy this better without me. And
again, you're very worried about what they feel.
Yes, so I think that makes me a compassionate person.
But that's such a contradicting thing where it's like, I want this on my terms, so I don't want you to ruin it for me, but also I care a lot about how you feel about everything. And it's just
it's both of it.
Yes, and
I
it's
don't
very
want
strange.
you to ruin it for me, but I also know that you're probably not going to have as much fun as you could.
Yeah.
And I want you to have a good time. I want you to enjoy things, so I'm not going to make you do something that I don't think you're going to enjoy.
Right, and then there's people that will understand that, and you can explain it to them and be like, hey, this is how it goes when I do stand-up. And I'm not talking about like a random person. I'm talking like,
no,
like your boyfriend.
A boyfriend
like you could explain to him
friend.
and be like, this is how, like if you're going to come to the show and you're going to come with me, this is how it's going to go. So I don't want you, so I'm going to put that all out on the table, and then it's up to you to decide if you want to go or not.
Right. After my album recording, we did that. Like, we were driving home, and I was completely silent. And I'm just, and he was like, "Is everything okay?" And I'm like, "This is just how I am after shows. It doesn't matter if it's a huge deal or a crowd work, having fun. Nothing matters.
You're just analyzing your night.
That's it. That's just I just get very into it like that. So I mean, yeah, there's certain things, and I think
should have just turned to him and said, like, "I'm not watching. It's a Wonderful Life with you."
Yeah.
Just sitting there quietly.
The things that are important to me are hard for me to share.
Yeah.
Because I like it so much.
But you have so much that you do share, and that's why I guess I'm so confused by the thing where it's like, I love, like, on your story, you're always sharing things that you enjoy and you're excited about, and then, but you have these other things that are
real.
Like.
The internet isn't real.
But
do you think of it this way? Here's how I think of it.
It is real. Like, that's really what you're doing.
I understand that.
Like, you're excited about the food you make. So you share it. And you're like, that's real.
That's real.
Yes.
But I look at it like the difference between having 5 people in an audience and 500. Mm-hmm. When it's 5 people, I'm so much more in my head because I'm concerned about how each and every person in that audience feels. I can see all your faces. I know you as humans. Like, this is so much more pressure to me. It's so much more pressure on a smaller scale when it's only a couple people or one person that I care about. When 5,000 people watch my story, it's a collective. It's a silly thing I'm doing for the group. It's a silly thing I'm doing for the crowd. And if most of you don't like it, it doesn't matter because there's so many of you, it doesn't matter. So if I did something for 5,000 people and 2,500 of them didn't like it, I'm like, well, whatever, 2,500 of you did. If I do something with one person and they don't like it, that sucks.
But it doesn't have to.
Does that make sense?
I mean, a little bit, but not really, because I know that if you did a show and half the crowd hated you, you would be very upset about
quit
that.
Comedy.
Yeah. Like, so
but
not
it's just
the best
that mentality.
example.
You get what I'm saying, though?
Well, I mean, there's levels to it where something that's really, really important to you, you're going to hold on to, and you don't want to share with somebody, or they kind of have to qualify to be able to share that with. And it's a high bar to get over.
I guess.
All right.
We can end the therapy hour, whatever. Yeah. I'll figure it out. I'll go journal.
Therapy.
Yeah, my therapy.
All right. Thank you guys so much for checking out this episode of the Bill Squire Show. We'll be back tomorrow, and you can check it out. Make sure you subscribe. I'll post this on iHeartRadio and all that stuff, too. And thanks. That's all. Oh, wait. I need the outro music.
Duh.
Yeah, I know. Well, I don't know if I want to share that with them, though.
It's too special.
It's too special.
This is the Bill Squire Show.